I now give the floor to Mr. Thomas Stelzer, Dean and Executive Secretary of the International Anti-Corruption Academy.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, it is a great honor for me to address this special session of the United Nations General Assembly Against Corruption, representing the International Anti-Corruption Academy. I believe this special session of the General Assembly could mark a turning point in the global fight against corruption. It is the culmination of a long process which has brought corruption into sharp focus for the United Nations and the international community. The international community now recognizes the extent of the challenge of tackling corruption and the great gains that can be made towards achieving the Sustainable Development Goals by taking it on. Most importantly, we recognize that this challenge can only be overcome together. The International Anti-Corruption Academy, conceptualized to facilitate implementation of the United Nations Anti-Corruption Convention, UNGASS, has been engaged in fighting corruption for a decade this year. In that time, we have developed the expertise and experience needed to fulfill our unique mandate of providing anti-corruption education and technical assistance based on solid research to those who need it most. Over the last year, we have begun to scale up delivery of services and programs to reach the widest audience possible, including by enhancing our e-learning infrastructure. Through our training and capacity building activities, the International Anti-Corruption Academy provides crucial anti-corruption tools, particularly to practitioners from developing countries and least developed countries. In this way, IACA contributes to the development of effective, accountable, and inclusive institutions, as conceptualized in the SDG 16. We stand ready to provide our unique tools and capacities to all UN member states in their efforts to tackle corruption and to achieve the SDGs. While the International Anti-Corruption Academy can have a significant impact on its own, we know that partnership is the key to achieving lasting results. This is why, over the past year, IACA has greatly extended and strengthened its partnerships, particularly with members of the United Nations system. For example, the Academy, together with UNITA, now offers joint master's and joint executive diploma courses on anti-corruption and diplomacy. We also have a new joint project with UNODC on providing specialized training on anti-corruption legislation to least developed countries to fast-track UNGASS implementation. I'm very pleased to see that the political declaration adopted at the beginning of this special session calls for IACA's relationship with UNODC and other UN entities to be strengthened. I believe our unique mandate can complement the work of the United Nations in anti-corruption while avoiding any duplication of efforts. The more closely we work together, the more effective and efficient we can be in achieving our common goals. The political declaration recognizes the importance of education and training in anti-corruption. This is firmly in line with IACA's mandate. One must first see where corruption happens to understand that fighting corruption is in our shared common interest, because we can no longer accept the externalities of corruption, its hidden costs, its hidden economic, social, and political costs. Then we shall be able to combat corruption effectively. Since taking up my post as Dean and Executive Secretary of the International Anti-Corruption Academy a little over a year ago, I have looked forward to this special session of the United Nations General Assembly against corruption as the opportunity to place the challenge of corruption squarely in the sights and the consciousness of the international community. I firmly trust that we will capitalize on the momentum that has been built and that will set in motion the initiatives which can turn the tide in the global fight against corruption. Thank you very much.
I thank the Dean and Executive Secretary of the International Anti-Corruption Academy.